I'm gonna get torn apart for my few issues with this movie, despite the fact that I really like it. And this is Tangled. So, we start off with...
I blast you with my ball of infinite exposition!
Oh man, you bored my character to death!
Jesus Christ, over 4 minutes of straight exposition. You honestly lose nothing if you start at 5:15 in the runtime. Nothing at all. I'm gonna assume that you've all seen this already, cause nobody looks to reviews 7 years later as a genuine recommendation. What are the plot points that this exposition covers? Her hair heals? Well, that's revealed about 11 minutes in. 6 if you don't count the exposition. She's the princess? It's Disney. But beyond that, it works better as a twist anyway. The source of her powers? Well, why do we need to even know that? And beyond that, why is a magical flower more believable than magical hair? It's just going one level deeper and it doesn't really change anything. The lanterns? Well, she recognizes that they're not stars from the very beginning, and Flynn straight up tells her just moments after meeting her. That Gothel is the baddie? Yeah, cause she does such a good job of covering that up.
You are not leaving this tower! Ever!
That Flynn dies? Oh, we will get to that. Okay, first song.
I play guitar and knit and cook and basically just wonder when will my life begin.
It's pretty nice, and it tells us that Rapunzel sits in the tower all day, more or less alone. It's nice, but I want more from an opening number than this. It's basically just a montage of really mundane stuff that she does sitting in this tower. And that's fine, just underwhelming. We cut to some thieves stealing a tiara.
Oh, hay fever?
Yeah.
Apparently, this is a very big day for the thieves and Rapunzel both.
Gentlemen, this is a very big day!
This is a very big day, Pascal. I'm finally gonna do it. I'm gonna ask her.
Mother Gothel has 2 modes. There's belittling.
I see a strong, confident, beautiful young lady. Oh, look, you're here too.
And ice cold. You'll see that later. And already, I don't like her much. And that's regardless of all the kidnapping. Anyways, Rapunzel asks if she can go see the floating lights. She feels like they're meant for her, and we already know that they are, removing us from experiencing this life-changing revelation with her. And seriously, this is my last issue with the opening exposition. Musical number the second, Mother Knows Best.
Mother knows best. Listen to your mother. It's a scary world out there.
It's without a doubt more interesting than the first, and the visuals are minimal, but still well done. Also, this shot kills me every time.
Plus, I believe, getting kinda chubby.
The girl's 100 pounds soaking wet, are you kidding me? That kind of talk leads to eating disorders. At the end, Gothel goes stone cold again.
Don't ever ask to leave this tower again.
Back to the thieves. Flynn double-crosses his heist mates and flees into the forest, ditching everyone but the horse. But this horse is smart.
Ugh, come on, Fleabag, forward! No.
The two get separated, and Flynn finds his way to the tower. He climbs it and is promptly dispatched via frying pan.
Alone at last.
Rapunzel stores him in the closet, stashes the tiara that he stole, and Gothel arrives again. And again, she's a stone-cold hag.
Oh, darling, I know you're not strong enough to handle yourself out there.
But if you just...
Rapunzel, we're done talking about this.
Oh, come on!
Enough of the lights, Rapunzel! You are not leaving this tower! Ever!
And here's Rapunzel's great move. She asks Mother Gothel to go get paints for her, and that is a long trip. And she knows that gives her enough time to venture out into the world. So, she interrogates her captive. The scene is ridiculous in many different ways. I love it. Also, this line.
Something brought you here, Flynn Rider. Call it what you will. Fate, destiny.
A horse.
So Flynn agrees to take her to see the floating lights.
I take you to see the lanterns, bring you back home, and you'll give me back my satchel?
I promise. And when I promise something, I never, ever break that promise. Ever.
Yeah, he has a lot to go on there. Everybody knows you can trust the word of long-haired hermit girl living in a tower in the woods. So, Rapunzel leaves her tower for the first time ever, and she takes it pretty well.
I am a despicable human being.
Okay, so she's conflicted, and that's understandable. Flynn tries some light guilt tripping, and that doesn't work.
Does your mother deserve it? No. Would this break her heart and crush your soul? Of course. But you've just got to do it.
Quick clip of the horse. The horse is great, but it turns Mother Gothel around.
A palace horse. Where's your rider? Rapunzel. Rapunzel!
And nobody's in the tower. Flynn and Rapunzel find a cute little tavern.
Ah, there it is. The Snuggly Duckling.
Full of thugs and ruffians. Flynn is recognized by his wanted posters. But Rapunzel breaks up the commotion.
I don't know where I am, and I need him to take me to see the lanterns because I've been dreaming about them my entire life. Find your humanity! Haven't any of you ever had a dream?
Song number 3. I've Got a Dream.
Though I do like breaking femurs, you can count me with the dreamers. Like everybody else, I've got a dream.
Probably the best comedic song that Disney has ever put out. Again, this shot kills me every time. Also, Flynn's verse is golden. However, the guards are looking for Flynn, and Gothel is looking for Rapunzel, so they escape through a secret tunnel.
A passage. Come on, man, let's go. Hurry! Make sure those boys don't get away.
You had one job. One job. We get some brief character banter that I really do love.
I know I'm not supposed to mention the hair.
Nope.
Or the mother. Frankly, I'm too scared to ask about the frog.
Chameleon?
Nuance.
That is before we pick up the pace a bit. We then get the best action sequence in all cinema.
I waited a long time for this.
No, not that. This.
You should know that this is the strangest thing I've ever done!
This dam behind them breaks from structural damage, and Flynn and Rapunzel are stuck in a cave.
Hey, there's no point. It's pitch black down there.
More character banter as the water rises.
My real name is Eugene Fitzherbert. Someone might as well know.
Eugene Fitzherbert. This would be funny if they weren't gonna die. Oh, also, they don't die. Glowing hair helps them escape.
We mean it.
Her hair glows.
Back with the stabbing tins, Gothel enlists their help. So, Rapunzel heals Eugene's hand that he hurt in the cave.
Please don't freak out.
I'm not freaking out. Are you freaking out? No, I'm just very interested in your hair and the magical qualities that it possesses. How long has it been doing that exactly?
More character banter, and my actual favorite line in the whole movie.
That's why Mother never let me... That's why I never left.
You never left that tower.
Rapunzel showing some real responsibility, realizing the choice to leave was really hers all along. It's why by the end of the film, Gothel can't control her anymore. Eugene gets more character stuff as well.
A book I used to read every night to all the younger kids. The Tales of Flanagan Ryder. Swashbuckling rogue, richest man alive, not bad with the ladies either.
Sinister panning shot.
Well, I thought he'd never leave.
Mom is still just as great as ever.
I think he likes me.
Likes you, please, Rapunzel. That's demented.
That's every abusive parent right there. Well, not everyone, but plenty. Mother Knows Best reprise, and it is killer. Low-key, the best music in the whole movie.
No, Rapunzel knows best. So if he's such a dreamboat, go and put him to the test.
Gothel gives Rapunzel the crown for her to test Flynn's loyalty. And then she heads off into some other deep dark woods to ambush other fair maidens with jewelry, like some kind of forest-dwelling stealth Santa. The next morning, Rapunzel discovers that she's the princess.
Sit.
What?
Now drop the boot. Drop it.
Seriously, talking down a hostile 1,000-pound warhorse easily gives her abilities on par with Snow White's cleaning crew and Cinderella's special ops mice. So, they get to the kingdom, and Rapunzel experiences kingdomy things, like this adorable braid, not recognizing your younger self, and being a social butterfly after 18 years with nobody to talk to but a lizard and an abusive parent. After all that, they go out on the water for the actual floating lanterns that they came for. And after some build-up, we get I See the Light.
And at last I see the light.
And it's like the sky is new.
The song is really good, but the visuals are the best part of this without a doubt. And I'm not talking about just the lights, they're pretty and everything, but the single shot that I love the most is this one, of Rapunzel first noticing the lanterns. That childlike wonder and enthusiasm is spectacular. At the end of it, the Stabbingtons have an evil lime green glow going on, and Flynn is off to give the crown to them. Of course, it does not go smoothly.
Holding out on us again? Ryder? We want her instead.
Gothel, however, lays out two massive thugs in seconds. She does not need the hair. She clearly is in great shape. This wins back Rapunzel's trust again. By default, at least. Eugene was obviously set up, however, and is captured. Nobody questions how he was tied to the mast or anything. Clearly, he did this of his own volition.
Let's get this over with, Ryder.
Where are we going? Oh.
And they're gonna kill him, without asking any questions about these mysterious circumstances. Well done, guards. This justice system is broken. There's a few shortcuts. First, showing Rapunzel who goes back to her sad life as a willing captive, until she sees that she painted a lot of suns on her ceiling, and realizes something relatively important. Eugene, on the way to the gallows, notices the brothers are in jail as well.
How did you know about her? Tell me now!
It wasn't us. It was the old lady.
Then Rapunzel yells at Gothel.
Please speak up, Rapunzel. You know how I hate the mumbling.
I am the lost princess, aren't I?
This line is fantastic.
Did I mumble, Mother? Or should I even call you that?
Then they use the word you so much it gets awkward.
You!
This line is fantastic again.
You were wrong about the world. And you were wrong about me. And I will never let you use my hair again!
And this line is awkward again.
You want me to be the bad guy? Fine. Now I'm the bad guy.
So, Eugene is gonna die. But the buddies from the tavern at the start show up to help him escape, along with Maximus.
I feel maybe this whole time we've just been misunderstanding one another and we're really just... Yeah, you're right, we should go.
And they're off to go save Rapunzel. Eugene climbs the tower and Gothel inflicts the cleanest stab wound ever. No blood anywhere. Forget being an evil witch. Get her a job as a surgeon. Rapunzel makes a deal with Gothel. Let her heal Eugene and she'll go with Gothel willingly. So, the two talk for a bit.
I can't let you do this.
And I can't let you die.
And Eugene cuts her hair, rendering it powerless in such a clever, incredible, self-sacrificing move. Gothel dies in spectacular fashion, Eugene less so. But he goes with tears, from both Rapunzel and from me. Or at least he did the first time I watched it. Never again, though, because magic brings him back to life, rendering a death that could have been on par with Littlefoot's mom, Bambi's mom, Mufasa, Ellie, or the giant entirely toothless. But instead, nobody talks about it, because it may as well have not happened. It doesn't make the movie bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it could have been even more than what it already is. I'd rant so much more about this, but I've already done that before, so I'll just move on. There's a really nice setup with no dialogue between the king and queen and Rapunzel. Happy closing stuff, wrapping up the comedic side characters and all that jazz. And that's Tangled. So, I think that this movie is best described as really good, in every aspect. How's the animation? It's really good. The music? It's really good. The characterization? It's really good. Narrative? It's really good. It's the most well-rounded animated movie since The Lion King, so this is a no-brainer. The 4th ImmaDreygon certificate of nearly immaculate cinema. So yeah, it's really good, but what specifically stands out? Well, the characterization between Eugene and Rapunzel is the first thing that I would go to. Most of our time, it follows them, and they do not put it to waste. Eugene seems to have more character depth than any other leading man in a Disney princess film because of it. And Rapunzel doesn't have as much depth, but her curiosity and general giddiness and optimism does make her very fun to follow around. Gothel is fine. I'd probably prefer her with fewer ice-cold moments to make her seem more threatening when she goes full force near the end. The supporting characters are alright, but I do really like how they lean into the thug archetype super hard by naming them the Stabbington Brothers. Oh, and Maximus. Maximus is the best horse. Something a bit odd, I think, is that, at least to me, the standout songs of the film are the most comedic and the villain's reprise. In lots of other Disney musicals, it's the big I Want song, but here it's the one that really breaks Rapunzel into the real world. And the villain song the first time around is a bit comedic as well. Really, the only ones played totally straight are the opening, which is fine, and the romantic duet, which, while great, is outshone by the visuals in the scene. The visuals are very good. It's competent, but there's nothing that really stood out to me with 2 exceptions. One is the floating lanterns, simply because the aesthetic of the night sky, the floating lights, and reflections of it all on the still water is very, very nice. The other is the hair. Now, it's not strictly visual, but the way that Rapunzel uses it as a tool is a very good idea. The selling point for the whole movie is definitely the narrative. It's put together very well, and generally is the best part of an already incredibly solid film. But really, do we need the exposition bomb at the beginning? All it seems to do from my point of view is delay actually getting into the story for 5 minutes. And do we need the resurrection at the end? It could have been incredibly powerful. People could have really cared about this one. I know that I did once. It was a very brief instance of about 30 seconds while it was happening the first time that I saw the film. But nope, not anymore, and probably never again. I'm still kind of on the edge on whether I like Eugene living or not. The rest of the film is solid enough to stand up regardless of which route was chosen, and it makes sense thematically, specifically regarding this line.
The world is dark and selfish and cruel. If it finds even the slightest ray of sunshine, it destroys it.
Then it has all these rather literal rays of sunshine. But in order to do that, it needs to shatter the only rule that we're given on Rapunzel's hair powers, or introduce something totally new, without warning, moments from the end of the film. In greater context though, I'm just a bit disappointed that it leads to the most egregious use of a false death yet from a studio that likes using them too much, and a change of pace would have been very nice. In this case, the one issue with a film being so well-rounded seems to be that it lacks the edge required to actually kill a protagonist.
'Cause he was just and I knew it. Got me going back, sitting in this chair, like I don't care.
Next time, I'll be covering magic, true love, and prophecy.